Welcome to another episode of AdventureSphere. Today I'll be covering Darwyn Lee Hope, a man missing out of Boise, Idaho. But first, become part of our family by subscribing to our channel, stay up to date by ringing the notification bell, and share content to help spread awareness of how we help recover missing loved ones free of charge. You never know who may see it, how hurt their heart may be if their family's incomplete, or how you may be a hero to them. Information shared in this episode is open sourced. The places I mention are shared with my blessing, so Darwyn can be reunited with his family, regardless who higher powers work through. The description box has our email address if you'd like to share insight on any cold case confidentially, or know someone missing with a vehicle and would like them featured on our channel and searched for. The video of Google Earth has a measurement from a starting point theory or known location and goes out to possible search areas. We focus on bodies of water within 5 miles from home, their last cell phone ping, last known location, and sentimental sites where water is deep enough to hide a vehicle. If an area has been heavily searched, we may expand the search area, but please keep in mind that accidents tend to happen closer to home. Darwyn Lee Hope, then 92, is missing from Boise, Idaho. His last date of contact was Monday, July 11th, 2016. He was last known to be in the Collister neighborhood of Boise. He left his money and hearing aids at home and cannot socially interact without the hearing aids. He drives a silver 2003 Pontiac Bonneville, Idaho license plates 1A7478F. They expired in 2017. The Boise Police Department can be reached at 208-570-6000. The Charlie Project has Darwyn's date of birth as February 8th, 1924. He was in severe physical pain and was suicidal in part because of the surgery. It was supposed to alleviate the pain, and it had been delayed. Darwyn also enjoys visiting McCall, Idaho. It's about a 2.5 hour drive from home. He may have attempted to drive there. According to his son, though, he was in extreme pain in his groin, and he couldn't drive for more than 30 minutes, an hour max at a time, so he would have had to have made frequent stops to get there. Police believe that Darwyn is missing under suspicious circumstances. 2 of his sons, Mike and Dale Hope, are considered suspects in his case. They both took a polygraph. Dale's was inconclusive, and Mike failed his. Police told them that they suspected that they had helped their father take his own life and then disposed of his body, something that Darwyn's sons deny. Ancestry.com states that Darwyn was born to Lee and Emma A. Hope. He had siblings Beth, Deloy, Mona Lee, and Ken. They lived at 1609 29th Street in Boise, Idaho. Podtail.com said his surgery was scheduled for July 11th. The night before he went missing, Mike asked Dale to go and visit their father and try to lift his spirits and focus on getting better. Dale left convinced that his father would carry on and that everything would be okay. The next afternoon, when Mike arrived at 2:30, his father wasn't home, and Darwyn was nowhere to be found. Darwyn left his hearing aids, cane, and $300 to $400 in cash on top of the washing machine. Mike called the police to report him missing. In early 2017, investigators focused on Mike and Dale and Darwyn's disappearance. Darwyn's home was in northwest Boise. Mike is the youngest of 4 sons. His wife, Margaret, Darwyn's wife, Margaret, had died in 1999. Mike said that his dad had a pacemaker but was in otherwise good condition. The hearing aids were the only thing that were, his hearing, I'm sorry, was the only thing that was failing him. His mind was still clear, which is huge. I'll tell you here in a second. He missed his wife terribly, and the three of them, Mike, Dale, and Darwyn, would go to breakfast every Saturday morning at the Caprice. It's a local Greasy Spoon diner. So Darwyn was suffering from epididymitis. It's most commonly caused by the spread of a bacterial infection that starts in the urethra, prostate, and bladder. If you've watched my videos, you know I am so big about the elderly with getting their bladder infections checked if they're getting confused. So, Darwyn didn't want to be on pain medications because of the way they make him feel. He also had this epididymitis going on, so there's an infection in his urethra. He is probably having a hard time maintaining a good flow. The prostate ends up enlarging as you grow, and it gets harder to fully drain the bladder, and that makes it easier for the bacteria to multiply. The epididymitis isn't too close to the bladder, but it does share the urethra canal in men's bodies. So this bladder infection, it could make him confused that he doesn't want the pain medications because he's thinking that of the way that it makes him feel. And I don't know. I wish they would have, the children said that he had the infection for 3 weeks. I'm wondering why they didn't initially treat him with antibiotics for the infection, and they're just taking him straight to surgery. The antibiotics usually make him feel better within a day or so. So if you have an elderly relative, they start acting confused, please encourage them to be checked for a bladder infection. So he didn't want the meds because of how they made him feel. The surgery was rescheduled for the 14th. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, he would have had it. Dale stayed with his dad from 6:30 to 9 p.m. on the 10th. His dad was thinking of all the ways that he could take his life. In hindsight, Dale wished he would have had his dad verbalize the ways he had considered suicide, because now he turns up missing, and they don't know where to start looking for him. The bed looked like it had been slept in, and Darwyn's pajamas were on the floor. But what was missing was his glasses and his debit card. So, pajamas on the floor, bed's not made. They believe that their dad disappeared sometime on the 11th. Dale and Mike speculated that Darwyn may have driven off of a high bridge or went to a hospital and taken his life in the parking lot. They called security at the area hospitals to check the parking lot for his car and make sure that he wasn't in there. Let's see here. So the towns that are 30 to 60 minutes away, just a moment, please. Throat's getting sticky. Towns 30 to 60 minutes away were considered as possible search areas. They don't believe he could have gone too much further because of the amount of pain he was in. He would have needed to take a break. And he also didn't bring his cane to walk with. They also wanted to check nearby campgrounds, Otto City, and Jackpot, Nevada. He also wanted to always be home before it got dark out. And the family also enjoyed trips to Yellowstone. Tow trucks in Idaho can't take a car without notifying the police. The investigators suggested that he may have been in a reservoir. The ones that were most likely are the Lucky Peak. That's about a 40-minute drive. Their first inclination, it sounded like, was the Black Canyon. That's about 51 minutes away. It was the most likely, and Darwyn had visited the Black Canyon with his son, Darwyn Jr., his second oldest son. And the water levels there at the Black Canyon in July were high. Black Canyon, I think, is the way I was understanding it, Black Canyon is the only reservoir that doesn't get drained. So if he gets his car in there, he's staying there until you can find sonar if he is in there. So they looked for tire tracks near water. They checked most of the boat ramps, boat launches at the Black Canyon with the sonar in March of 2017. I'd be curious to know how much experience the technician had using the sonars and how old the sonar gear was itself. Was it from 2017, 1980? Technology has come a long way in the last few years, so it wouldn't hurt to use newer equipment if possible. Darwyn didn't swim or fish, and he was proud of his car. Those combined, they didn't believe their dad would want to put the vehicle in water because he was so proud of it. And Darwyn had also paid 2 bills that were more than 30 days out. They were the last 2 transactions on the bank account there. There was no visible blood in the home. Nothing was found with a black light. They said that they wouldn't do it for money because Darwyn had a modest estate and it wasn't worth like a murder punishment and all the fees that would have come along with it. If they wanted him to go missing, they would have needed to wait 5 years to declare him legally dead in Idaho. It wasn't no fast way to get the money if that's really all it was. If they were just helping him to die, why wouldn't they just do it at the home? There wouldn't have been a need for a cover-up, so they don't think he's missing. Possible that he could be alive somewhere. If he's alive, I would not be surprised if he ended up being in a psychiatric hospital unless he was treated with antibiotics, hopefully first, to clear up his mind. Let's see here. So their mom was cremated. Darwyn also wanted to be cremated and have his ashes mixed with his wife's and then have their ashes spread in a special place in Boise. There is a metal plant there, but they don't take vehicles. Darwyn does like to drive on main roads. They have a family friend who took a helicopter to search in the Black Canyon for him. That came up empty, but still we should resonar the area there in Black Canyon. Darwyn also liked to go to Jackpot, Nevada. Black Canyon does have a few boat launches. I know one of them is in Emmett, Idaho. The Lucky Peak State Park is at 74 Arrow Rock Road. I'd like to look at the Arrow Rock boat ramp. The Park Center Park, that's right there in Boise, as well as the Boise River and the Mason-Catlin Canal. There is a specific area in Black Canyon that I'm curious about. That address is 4815 East Black Canyon Highway. There aren't guardrails. It looks like it's shallow enough that the car could just be launched right from that part of the road in and not catch on anything below it in the shallower area there. I know that the Snake River was searched above and below the dam. It was done by a YouTuber who I'm very confident in his results, so we wouldn't need to worry about looking there initially. If you like this episode and haven't done so already, please subscribe to our channel and give our videos a thumbs up and share the movement with those that you influence. What do you think happened with Darwyn? Do you think he's in the water or could he be in the ravine somewhere? I'll be looking for your thoughts in the comment section below. Sharing the ideas helps his family and our community efforts. You may have a different way of thinking that could bring them home. We really appreciate the time that you've invested into watching our purpose come to life. It means the world to us, these families, and the communities that we serve. 100% of the proceeds stay within the organization to help purchase sonar equipment that will help families for years to come. Your contributions from subscribing, watching our content, liking and sharing, to the financial support make it possible to offer our services free of charge when they need all of us the most. To show our gratitude, I'll release a giveaway and donation video shortly. The first giveaway will occur when we reach 300 subscribers, and you must be subscribed to win. Immediate donation links are in the description. Kickstarter and GoFundMe campaigns are coming soon. The video will play so you can see the entire search area, in particular of Black Canyon right now. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, and remember that we love you.